starting, I would like to clarify a little that married life has not been unhappy. On the contrary, it's been a joy. And the Guru is there in our life, but the ultimate Guru is life itself. It is every event of life. And in every event of life, have I risen or have I fallen? If that event of life has hypnotized me and taken away my energy, I've fallen. And if I have been able to remain calm inside, if I have risen in consciousness, if I have understood why this event has happened, what are the laws behind that event, then I have risen in life. So, marriage has been my guru. It's been a good married life. We talk about the word Ram. Can I just talk a little more personal? Can I tell you how I met my wife? It's when I look back at it, it's really fascinating. I can't believe it myself, I used to stay in Veraval in those days. And in Veraval, from the Somnath temple to Dehut Sarga, that is where Arjun performed the last rites of Shri Krishna, that is the place, Dehut Sarga. So, that strip of land, and I'm talking about 1978, it was very powerful, even now, but now a lot of buildings have come up and a lot of people come there. In those days, no one used to come there. So, AJ Patti Hati, Jameen, Somnathi Devasarva, it's full of very powerful vibrations. It is called as the Prabhas Kshetra. The Prabhas Kshetra. So, and it's full of antiquity. Maybe old ashrams are buried there. So it's really a very, very powerful place. So in those days, I used to meditate, but I had one problem in my meditation, and that was fear. I used to feel very, very frightened of going into meditation. And I couldn't overcome this fear. And it was from 1973, I think, to 1978, 5 years I had not been able to overcome fear. And see, even Buddha, they say, passed through fear. It took him months to get over fear, where he used to meditate in the jungles and you would hear the sound of a leaf and you would think a snake is coming. And it would be the sound of the wind, where you'd see the wild animal is coming. And this very famous monk, Thich Nhat Hanh, has written that beautiful book about Buddha, and he's mentioned all this. So you can imagine that fear is one of the big obstacles of a meditator, to go within. And so to overcome that fear, I used to go to this strip of land, Apati, in the middle of the night, at around 2 o'clock in the night. And it used to be absolutely desolate, it's totally desolate. And there was one beautiful ashram near the river, and it was the Parshuram ashram. And it was below ground level, so you had to go down to a kund and you would meditate there. And next to that was the crematorium, where they would burn the bodies. So to overcome fear, I used to go there at 2 o'clock in the night, and I would sit alone till 4 or 6 in the morning, trying to overcome fear. Now, I knew my wife, I knew the family, but I never really talked to this girl. So But Ramdulare Bapu on that day had come with a big group of about 50-60 people, and she was in that group, and we all had to stay the night at Devatsarga, the temple where Arjun performed the last rites of Krishna. So at around 2 in the night, I loved this place, the Parshuram Ashram, so I walked there, I said, go and sit in meditation for 1 hour. And I went there, and when I was going down the steps, I could see in the smashan that some bodies were burning over there, and there was no one over there. So I thought I'll sit in meditation for some time, and then I'll come back and see the bodies burning. So I sat down for about half an hour, and when I came back up to the smashan, and I was seeing the bodies, and these bodies are burning over there, and there was no one around except for the jackals and the hyenas. And as I'm looking through the flames, on the other side, I see a young girl at 3 o'clock in the morning in the smashan, looking at the bodies burning. So I'm shocked. I said, who is this who's come over here? Now, through those flames, I could see her eyes. And what shocked me most was that for years I've been trying to get rid of fear, and these eyes which I'm seeing, there's no fear in them. And you're all alone over here in this desolate place. So I went up, I knew her, and that is how I met my wife for the first time. So she tells me, I said, what are you doing? You're looking at these bodies burning, and she says that as the bodies are burning, I feel that I am burning with the bodies, and I'm free of the shackles of this physical form. The 16-year-old girl. So, it's been a good marriage. The very fact that I can spend 6 months in a year out of home, traveling everywhere, that itself speaks for itself, that she's looking after everything. I really don't have to do anything, there's no worries or botheration on me. I remember when we were doing the advanced exercises with Tawaya Sahib, my guru, and at that point he said that, do you know who is doing these exercises the best amongst all of you, amongst all the people, all his students who were with him? And he singled out my wife, and she would sit there in front of the class, and at that time we were all the students, and she would be taking the class. Anyway, now the roles are reversed. So, I just wanted to clarify a little. I felt that some of you have, because I said a few things yesterday, or had some misconception that maybe he's leading a very unhappy married life. So, anyway, just a few words on the word Ram. The word Ram. It's a very, very contradictory word. Very, very contradictory word. And it takes one lifetime, आखी जिंदगी निकली जाए एक शब्द समझवा. To understand this word Ram, one lifetime is short. Now, we'll go into cosmology a little. They say that first there was unmanifest wholeness, which they call as Parmathma. Avyakta Parmathma, unmanifest wholeness, not manifest. And that unmanifest wholeness was called as Parmathma, Satyam. This is the what you call sloka I have given to you. Om Satyam Param. I meditate on that supreme truth, but it was unmanifest. So that wholeness, it passed in that stage of unmanifest, according to the scriptures, it passed through many stages. We won't go into all of them. But from that unmanifest Parmatma, Avyakta Parmatma, unmanifest wholeness, the manifest wholeness, the Vyakta Parmatma was form. And that Vyakta Parmatma is called as Tapa. Tapa means austerity, Tapa means fire. So Tapa is the austerity, the yagna we light is the yagna of Tapa, because we want to go back to that truth, to that Satyam. So we burn in that yagna, and in that burning everything, all the impurities go away. But the Ashuddhiyo, a yagna badi jai chhi. And so this unmanifest Parmatma, to manifest Parmatma is Tapa, and in that Parmatma did not change, nothing changed. But in that unmanifest to manifest, a sound was created which is called as Ram. Is that sound? That is the sound of Tapa, Ram. From Parmatma, again Atma was created which is called as Jana. Jana means the energy of creativity which gives birth, Jana. And when Parmatma became Atma, the sound which came out of that was Om, the one which we are going to take today. But Ram is much beyond. Much beyond. Ram is fire, is the sound of fire. And all suffering, it has, when we are moving through that suffering, that very suffering, the sound that suffering is creating is Ram. And we take Ram as that avatar who came to play. Ramayate iti Ramam. Ramayate iti Ramam. The one who has come to play. Je Ramva mate ayo che Ram. So now we have a contradiction here, that all suffering is Ram and the one who plays is also Ram. It's a drama, it is a Leela, it is called Ram Leela, the Leela of suffering. The Leela of suffering. Everything in this Leela is predestined. It is predestined. For us, life is not predestined. We do not move on the path of destiny. We move on the path of accident. Everything happens in our life. Nothing is destined. We don't know what destiny is. Niyati શું છે આપણને ખબર નથી. પણ રામ લીલા જે છે એ નિયતિનો માર્ગ છે, નિયત કર્મનો માર્ગ છે, the fixed karma. What is this fixed karma? What is this fixed karma? So this fixed karma is that soul's, the inner jeev wants to be free. He wants mukti. And if he moves along this pathway which is called as Ramayan, the path of Ram, the path of playing, the path of playing. If the soul moves along this path of playing, it comes back to Ayodhya and is free. In the Mahabharata, Krishna dies. In the Ramayana, Ram does not die. He comes back to Ayodhya. He goes through this path. Ayan, the Ramayana. Ayan means a pathway. He goes through this pathway. So it is the inner soul, અંદરનો જીવને મુક્તિ જોઈએ છે, તો કઈ રીતે એને મુક્તિ મળશે? તો રામના અયન ઉપર જો એ ચાલશે તો એને મુક્તિ મળશે. If this soul moves on this pathway created by Ram, this line drawn by Ram, that does not mean we have to let Sita go haran down. That does not mean that. But he's talking of a line of tapa, a line of tapa. And that tapa is fire, it is suffering. And we have to move on that path in the way Ram did, as if we are playing a Leela. We are acting a Leela. It is not that he did not know that Sita nu haran kavan. He knew that Ravan was going to take away Sita, but he still allowed it to happen because that was the path of Niyati. If the soul wants to be free, he has to go through this path of suffering. And that is why this word Ram is a very contradictory word. On one side it means the fire of suffering, on the other side it means you must face that suffering as if it is a leela, as if it is a game. And if you can face that suffering as if it is a leela, you're free. There is mukti, you're free of that suffering. That is why it is called Ramayana. The Guru, the last thing the Guru teaches the disciple before the Guru and the disciple part is how to say the word Ram. In all the religions of the world, this word is hidden. This word is hidden. Because the ultimate key, the key to the ultimate lock is the sounding of this word, where even there is nothing left, everything dissolves. It is a final dissolution of everything. Then you burn off everything that is left. There is no coming back after that. So that burning off is this word Ram. So it's a very, very powerful thing. And how to say the word Ram. I'll give you one instance. One uncle of mine, some years ago, he was over 90, and for the last years of his life he was in bed. I knew this uncle very well. So one day I was there visiting and he was in a coma. He had to be fed for. So my cousin, she came running to me and she was crying, hey, what kind of life is this in bed? And this is just suffering and all this thing. When will this get over? So I said, come with me. And he was in the bed, in coma. And the beauty was that in 3-4 years of being in bed, he didn't get a single bed sore. And his hands were always on his chest like this, and it would go. I said, you put your ear very near his chest and listen to what is happening. And I said, this is not a matter of crying, this is a matter of dancing. He's in a different state. He's in a different state. So the last thing the disciple learns is how to say the word Ram. Then he is on his own, he is walking on his feet. Then he does not need the physical hand of his Guru any longer, even though the Guru is always there for him. Another thing I wanted to talk about was, today is also April Fool's Day. Not that I'm going to play any prank on you. But what does this word fool mean? What does this word fool? Shabd fool, not the way we use it. The word fool. See, in the Indian parampara, Bharatiya parampara, in the old days, all the kings, they used to have a guru. They used to have a guru. And the king would ask the guru, Guru ne puchine kaam karo. Right up to Shivaji. Shivaji had a guru, Guru Ramdas. So, I mean, whatever Shivaji did, he would ask his guru and do it. Similar in the Western tradition, every king in either you call it in Europe or in ancient Europe, he had a court jester. Court jester. He was called the fool. And today is his day, the Guru's day, the disciples' day, the April Fool's Day. So, he was hidden, he was the Guru. But nobody should know him, so he would be like a very ordinary person. Lao Tse has written in his Tao Te King, a storm comes and uproots a big tree, but a small blade of glass knows how to bow down, so the storm can do nothing to it. So, in the Western tradition, the guru was kept hidden. The king kept this person called the fool. The fool is our inner aspiration, our inner desire to be free. The fool. It's that inner. It's our soul wants to be free. આપણી જીવને જે મુક્તિ જોઈએ છે, જે અભિપ્સા છે, એને ફૂલ કહેવાય. The fool is shown that he's standing on a precipice. એ બરાબર પહાડનું એવી જગ્યા કે અહીંથી નીચે પડી જાય. On a precipice he's standing. On the verge of jumping. On the verge of jumping into that shunyata, into that oblivion, into that wholeness. So he's there. At any time he can just jump into that wholeness. That is the fool. He's that inner desire to be free of the bondage of the logical mind, to go into the realm of intuition. Near him is his dog, the dog which has come with him and is standing next to the fool. And that is a tame dog, so it is significant. It symbolizes that he has tamed the inner animal. The inner animal, અંદરના પશુને એને શાંત કરી નાખ્યું. He has tamed the inner animal. But the dog is like this. So even though he's looking up in the sky, going to jump into the precipice, the dog is trying to bring him. Worldly desires are trying to bring him back. Material desires are trying to bring him back. In the other hand, in one hand he has a rose flower, showing that he loves beauty, he loves to enjoy life, he loves the small things in life to enjoy them. In the other hand, he has a staff, a danda, like our sadhus had. And on that staff is a small cloth in which all his belongings are there in that small cloth. Showing that the power of vairagya, the power of renunciation, tyagni shakti. Behind him is the sun. Behind him is the sun, showing that the wisdom which he is speaking is not his own, it is coming from some higher source. So this is April Fool's Day. So like we have Guru Poonam in India, this is April Fool's Day. This is the day of the disciple, the day of the Guru. So it's a very beautiful day. So I just said I'll take a little bit on what the fool means. What is the significance of the fool? Right. Omkar. We go back to the cosmology. एक वक्त परमात्मा माथी आत्मा निर्माण थी. From the wholeness, the fragment was born. From divine wholeness, divine fragment was born. From Parmathma, Atma was born. And in that, two byproducts were created. Like, I have a factory, and that factory may be making some product, but in making that product, some other product, a byproduct. So, this Parmatma becoming Atma, two byproducts. One was called as Chitti Shakti. Chitti Shakti, the normal word we use is prana. Chitti Shakti, mind. From this Chitti Shakti was created Bhu, Bhuva, Swaha. Chitti Shakti. Right? And the other byproduct was a sound which was called as Paranada Omkar. Paranada Omkar. See, either I go straight into Omkar or I talk a little bit about sound. But if you are willing to stay with me, because it's very much like physics. So if you're willing to stay with me, if you can pay attention, then I'll go a little bit into the theory of sound. Are you willing to?
Yeah. You need to
easy person to. Just as we study sound in physics, our rishis went very, very deep into sound. And if we can get time, I would like to go with you all one day. Really, what is sound? It's so fascinating. What is mantra? When I'm talking to you, how these words were created. Then we'll go into Omkar. So, the first sound created is called Parana, when the Parmathma becomes Atma. What is Atma and what is Parmathma? So he did the slok in the morning, that is also Purna, this is also Purna, so that is a big joke over there. Right? You take out the Atma from the Parmathma, nothing is lost in the Parmathma, and the Atma is also Parmathma. The part is also the whole. There's a beautiful incident in Kabir Ji's life. When the truth dawns, so Kabir Ji, he uttered one word, one sentence, कि बूंद समाना समुंदर में. The drop is no more, the drop has dissolved into the ocean. Boond samana samundar mein. When he experienced truth, this was what came out of his mouth. But to experience truth is one thing. To live truth is a totally different thing. And it takes years for that experience to digest. It comes in the blood, it comes in the touch, it permeates the whole being. It takes years for that to happen after the first experience of truth. And after this long journey of digesting truth, Kabir said, no, I made a mistake. Boond nahi samana samundar mein. The drop is not dissolved in the ocean. The ocean has gone into the drop. There is nothing like the ocean, there is only the drop. There is only the drop. Samundar samana boond mein. The ocean dissolved into the drop. And this shows that the experience happened at one point in time and the living of the truth happened at another point in time. And it shows that how that experience manifested into the living. So, in the morning he did the slok, and so we can't say whether it is Parmatma or Atma, because here Kabir Ji is saying the whole Parmatma is also in the Atma. The whole ocean is in the drop. There is nothing like the ocean, it is just the recurrence of the drop which makes us feel that there is an ocean. So this word, this Omkar, Parana, was born out of this. And this Omkar, like the waves of the ocean, started clashing one upon the other, one upon the other. Samudra na moja nije, ek Omkar upar biju Omkar. And from that, a universe was created which was called the Shabda Brahman. The Shabda Brahman is nothing but one Omkar clashing with another Omkar. But from that universe, that Shabda Brahman, this universe had to be created, so something had to be born out of it. And that was, the sound took form. That unmanifest, the Parana, which was unmanifest as Omkar, which was there in the Shabda Brahman but was still not manifest, it suddenly made a form, it could be seen. It was called as Pashyanti, that which can be seen, that which can be seen. My Guru has written a beautiful sentence. When the sound can be seen and the light can be heard. He's talking of that state where that Paranad became Pashyantinad. What is this Pashyantinad? What does it mean for us? It is the basic building block of the universe. Pashyanti, it is the basic building block. આખી સૃષ્ટિ જે છે એ એક પશ્યંતીમાંથી જન્મ લીધું છે. Science says that the basic building block is the electron. Shastra says, and Shastra talks, when Shastra will talk about Chitti, it will talk about something else. It will talk about the 5 elements and everything. So we are not going into that yatra today. Today we are talking only about sound. Shastra says the universe was built through sound. But the universe was also built through energy. Then that day we will talk about something else. But the universe was built through sound. Everything is nothing but sound. In the Bible, John says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, and God said, let there be light, and there was light. He's talking about, first was the Word, and then came Pashyanti, that which can be seen, that which can be seen. Now, science says every physical matter is built out of this electron. Is built out of this electron. If 16 electrons get together, it forms oxygen. If 2 electrons get together, it forms helium. Right? If 12 electrons get together, it forms carbon. But what is the difference between the electron in carbon and the electron in oxygen? So what is carbon and what is oxygen? It is just a different pattern of electrons, a different measurement of electrons. Are we understanding this? Or should I draw it on the board? Should I draw it? Huh? Okay. સમજાય છે બધાય? Okay. કાર્બન એટલે 12 ઇલેક્ટ્રોન, ઓક્સિજન એટલે 16 electron. But બંનેમાં electron same. Electron is same. Similarly, this Pashyanti is the electron, but the psychological electron. Science is talking about physical matter. स्थूल पदार्थ की बात करे છે science. The rishis are talking about psychological matter. અંદરના પદાર્થની વાત કરે છે. So these electrons started grouping together. They started grouping together. Now there are 2 schools of thought. One is the tantric school of thought and one is the yogic school of thought. Both of them differ slightly, but we don't mind. We just want to understand what happened. So that original Paranada, the Omkar, it came down into, as it came into psychological matter, it formed the electron Pashyanti, and that electron started moving around man's backbone, and it moved in 52 coils. This is called as Kundalini. It moved in 52 coils, 52 coils. These are the words of the language which we speak. So this is the yogic view. Let us take the tantric view. Tantric view. I hope you are with me here. I hope you are with me. We go to Omkar. Just I'll give you an outline of the theory of sound. It's very fascinating, but it's a very, very deep subject. Tantra says there were not 52 coils, there were 64 coils. And these 64 were called the 64 yoginis. The 64 yoginis. If you go to Orissa, there is a beautiful temple of the 64 yoginis. What does this word yogini mean? So, we go to a temple and we pray to this Mataji, Amba Mataji, and this Mataji, and that Mataji, and who are these Matajis? Who are these Matajis? What does it mean? When you're praying to one Mataji, whom are you praying to? Whom are we praying to? Have we ever thought about it? What do they mean? They are these 64 yoginis. And how are these yoginis created? So science said that 16 electrons got together and made the matter, the element called oxygen. 12 electrons got together and made the element called carbon. Similarly, Tantra is saying that in the human mind, in the human psyche, the formation of the human mind, how many emotions, how many motives were possible? One motive is I like you, another is I dislike you, another is I want to cheat you, another is I want to help you. These are all motives in my mind. Another is I want to say good morning to you, I want to express my friendship, right? Another is I want to hypnotize you. So, આવી કેટલી emotions થઈ શકે in the mind of man, in the psychic nature of man? How many possibilities are there? So Tantra said there are 64 possibilities. And these 64 were the 64 Matajis or the 64 yoginis. It was called as Madhyama sound. Parana, Para, Pashyanti, Madhyama. Madhyama was in our psychic nature. According to yoga, 52 coils of the Kundalini. According to Tantra, the 64 yoginis. What does it mean? What does it mean? They are called as matrukas. This Madhyama sound, these 64 are called as matrukas. Now this word matruka will have two meanings. One is ma, mother, the source. And one is matra, to measure. To measure. What measure? 16 electrons made oxygen. So the measurement of oxygen is 16 electrons. Now just be with me, because this is how all the mantras were built. All the mantras were built. However, I want to make a mantra, and that mantra should be such that I hypnotize him and I cheat him to giving everything he has to me. I want to make a mantra, right? Now how will I make this mantra? How will I make this mantra? I want to make a mantra, black magic mantra, which I throw upon him, and that cheats him of everything, and he gives it to me. Now how do I make this mantra? How do I make this mantra? So supposing we say, I want to cheat him. This is one element. Which element? Psychological element. Like oxygen is a physical element, this is a psychological element. I want to cheat him. This is one psychological element. And like if 16 electrons went to make oxygen, that Pashyanti, that electron, Pashyanti, how many of them have to get together to make this energy where I cheat him? I'm now understanding what I'm trying to do, right? So that Pashyanti started multiplying and it created 64 different emotions. 64 different emotions which are called as the matrukas, the mas, the mothers. They are the source of the whole psychological structure within us. Okay. Now supposing I meet him on the road. I meet him on the road. I'll just finish this. I don't want to go deep into this but if one day you are ready, I'll go very deep into this science. It's a fascinating science. I meet him on the road. When I want to say good morning. Good morning. So good morning is, what am I expressing in that good morning? My friendship. Friendship. The emotion of friendship. And I am not cheating him. The emotion of friendship. So cheating him, say, was oxygen. Say emotion of friendship is carbon. So to make that emotion of friendship, how many electrons will have to come together? 12. To make that emotion of cheating, how many? 16. So these Pashyanti atoms, electrons, they got together and they made this emotion of friendship. It flows through my nadis. It flows through my nadis and comes to the throat over here. In the throat there are vocal cords. Vocal cords. It strikes one of the vocal cords. Now what comes out of the vocal cords? Come on, all of you have studied.
Sound.
Yeah, the big sound. Come on, tell me. Come on, you study grammar. What comes out of the vocal cords? Vowels. What comes out? Vowels. Out of the vocal cords, what comes out? Vowels. So, we will take the English language, A, E, I, O, U, because Sanskrit has 16 vowels, it will be difficult to understand. Right? But we take the English language, A, E, I, O, U. So I want to say Kemcho, good morning, Kemcho, so that is the word Ka. And that Ka is expressing my friendship. Expressing my friendship. Now, that letter Ka was already there, but it needed a sound to manifest. It was there as the mother, Matruka, as the mother. What mother? My expression of friendship. It was lying there, but it was not manifest. It could not be seen. So it comes to my vocal cords and it strikes the vocal cords, and a sound comes out of the vocal cords. It comes, and that comes, and I stop it over here. I hit the over here, and that becomes Ka. And I say Kemcho, Kemcho. I express my friendship. The sound dies, but the word does not die. First there was the word was with God, so the word cannot die. The word goes back to the Matruka, which is lying in the backbone. It goes back to the Omkar. For some time that word was given to me to express through sound as a language. Like a bank loan I get for some time. In that bank loan, I expressed my friendship to him. It went back to where it came, the sound died. The sound is momentary. The word is not momentary. It is forever and ever. Sometimes it's a difficult thing. I can understand. It's very, very difficult to understand. So all words are born out of that Omkar. The Omkar knows I want to say Kemcho. From that Omkar, he knows that I want to give an expression of friendship. So many Pashyanti electrons were born. They formed this Matruka. It came down, came to my vocal cords. I said the word Ka, I expressed it. It went back. Right? And this is the movement of sound. This is the movement of sound. All those Matrukas, all those Matajis we are praying to outside lie in our backbone. Are lying in our. Of course, now there are many compounds. Now, just before starting Omkar, let me talk about one more thing. Because we use the Gayatri mantra. So I'll just talk a little bit about it and then go ahead. Now, out of these 64 Matrukas, energies, how many take the energy back to the source? If I'm using the Matruka to hypnotize him, it is not going back to the source. आज 64 છે એમાંથી કેટલા રિવર્સ યાત્રા કરે છે ભગવાન તરફ કેટલા રિવર્સ યાત્રા કરે છે right? So the rishis found that out of these 64, some will be to express my love to him, some will be to hypnotize him, some will be to cheat him, some will be to express my love to my son, this, that, whatever. But only 24 take the energy back. બાકી 64 માંથી બાકીના જે 40 છે, they take the energy down, outward. They don't take the energy inward. અંદર તરફ શક્તિને નથી લઈ જતા. Only 24 take the energy inward, back. So in those days the rishis thought that out of these 64, if there are 24 which can take the energy back to the source, can there be a king of mantras, or we call it the queen of mantras? The queen of mantras, one mantra in which all 24. One mantra in which all 24. And there was a lot of research done at that time. And one person, Vishwamitra, he came out with the answer. He says, I have a mantra in which all those 24 sounds which take the energy back to the source, which are divine sounds. The others are not divine. They take the energy outside. Those 24 I have been able to arrange in one complete mantra. This will be the queen of the mantras. That is why it is Gayatri has 24 matrukas. These are the secret sounds hidden within the Gayatri mantra. Are they full clear to you? Full clear to you? I don't know more of neuroscience. First time I'm talking about, I've taken a chance. I've taken a chance to just say it to you. But now, when you take out language, how will you decide which mantra is Hindu, Muslim, Christian? How will you decide? The science of sound cannot change for any religion. Whichever religion wants to make a mantra will have to make out of these 24. The Jain said, we don't want 24. The Jain said, see, the Jain religion is a religion of Vairagya. Right? It is not a religion of plenty. Right? Vedanta was a religion of plenty. If you can use all 24, why use less? Why use less? But the Jain said, nay. What is the minimum needed? We don't want 24. What is the minimum needed? So they said, Eso pancha namokaro. Only 5 are needed. Why should we use 24 when 5 are needed? Eso pancha namokaro. I bow down to these 5 sounds which will take me back. You understand what I'm trying to say? So, the meaning of the mantra is one thing, and the hidden science of the mantra is a totally different thing. We just go by the meaning of the words. The meaning of the words is just there to, attract us to the mantra. And then the mantra starts unfolding, and suddenly the potency of each sound starts living within us. Before I start Omkar, one more thing. Would you like to know how language was born? ભાષાની ઉત્પત્તિ કેવી રીતે થઈ? That's nice. We have really taken a big risk today, big stock market gamble. Telling you this, but how was language born? Not all language, because then languages were compounded. But we will talk about Sanskrit. This is a plastic bottle. So the word is bottle. Bottle. Now, how was this given the word bottle? Why was this form named as bottle? How did the rishi name this as bottle? Some mentions. How did it happen? If you go to science will say it's made of plastic, and plastic is a form of polymers and carbons and this and that. We are not interested in that. The rishi is saying that at some point of time, God created this in his own mind and then he projected it into the physical world. Pela Bhagwan potana manma banayu, and he projected it into the physical world. First we create the design of the house and then we project the house into the physical world, right? So we say, when he made this design and he has only 64 energies to use. He has only 64 energies to use. He doesn't have 108 like science has. 108 elements. He has only 64. The 64 mothers. And out of that he's taking different Shaktis. He's creating this form, projecting this form into the physical plane. So when those Shaktis are nothing but the words, what are those Shaktis? Nothing but the words. So when he's creating this, those words are coming together to make a sound, but that sound cannot be heard by the physical ear. It is heard by the yogic ear, the inner ear. And when he's making it, all these energies are getting together, the Shaktis are, and they are giving off the sound which is something like bottle. And so this is named as bottle. Now let's see the same thing in another way. This looks stable. It is not moving, it is lying over here. But today science says everything is in a constant state of motion. The electrons and the subatomic particles are moving inside at fabulous speeds. Great speeds, they are moving inside. I don't want to make you all go crazy, but I can't help it. I can't help it. Shastra is saying that this is not stable. This is moving in a medium called Akash. It is moving in a medium called Akash. Now let me talk a little bit of Akash. How to explain? What is attention? What is attention? What is Shastra saying? You see, now we have these LED TVs and LCD TVs and all that. Before that, in the TVs we had something called pixels. You know what are pixels? The dots. We had pixels. And supposing one lady is shown in the TV, the heroine, so those pixels become alive and the other pixels become dark. These become light. So this is how we see the TV. Similarly, when we go into Indian Shastra, it is talking about Akash Tattva. We say Akash Tattva is nothing but pixels. This bottle is actually not there. But when I look there, the pixels in Akash form the bottle and I take the bottle. When I am not looking, the bottle is not there. Today, you see, science is saying that when we look, the particle is there. When we look away, the particle is, we look, the particle is there. But when we look away, the particle has become the wave. The particle has become the wave. Similarly, the Rishi is saying that this Akash is nothing but pixels. When you are paying attention, suddenly those pixels become alive and you see bottles. The bottle was never there. So everything is in a constant state of flux. I look at it, it is being created. And in that being created, it gives off a sound. It's friction with Akash. And that sound is the result of the forces which have gone into making of the bottle. And that sound, when it is heard by the Rishi, heard it with his yogic ear, he said, when I look at the bottle, it is giving off this sound. And the closest to that is bottle. And this was how the Sanskrit language was created. It was created by hearing with a different ear. That is why it is called as Shruti. It is called as Shruti, that which was heard. That which was heard. Anyway, This is one of my pet subjects, sound, so I can go on and on forever. But we'll go to Omkar. Omkar has 6 parts. A, U, Ma, Ardhachandra, Bindu, 5 and Shanti. The gap between one Omkar and the next Omkar. 6 parts in Omkar. Chha bhag. A, U, Ma, Ardhachandra, Bindu, Shanti. Today I'll teach you all 6. All 6, practical. Now it is a movement from down to up. It is a complete journey, Omkar. If you are doing the Omkar sadhana, it is a complete journey on its own. It is a stand alone. Right? Because I am teaching it to you, your payment to me is doing the exercises. Exercises. Right? Okay. Now, we move the energy from down through the heart, through the throat, through here, up to a point over here. We are moving the energy. And we start with Akar. Akar is the sound of Bhulok, the physical universe. It is the sound of Bhulok. So, we start over here, pushing the energy in the lower part of the abdomen, and we are trying to hit it to make it start to move. Now, is in every sound. Every letter has Every letter has ma also, but there is something different. But every letter has So cannot be said, it is hidden. It cannot be said, it is hidden. So when we go to say it becomes plus becomes So we don't say we say But in that we imply the unmanifest So we start with this lower part of the body, we take a deep breath and we vibrate that part. Right? We vibrate that part. Okay? So we'll all sit. I just finished my tea. Take a deep breath. Now the idea when you take a deep breath is the last part of the breath, Chello bhag, the last part of the breath you take with the mouth. Otherwise that will make saying the Omkar easy. So you will go like this. Right? Okay. And vibrate this part, the lower part. Okay, take a deep breath. Again, take a deep breath. Keep the mouth open. Keep the mouth open. See, when a lion is roaring or a tiger is roaring, it goes It doesn't know how to say ma. Does not know how to say ma. If the lion knew how to say ma, there would be an earthquake. No animal knows how to say ma. No animal knows how to say. It is only man who knows how to say ma. Right? So, just remember that it's like the tiger roaring. So again, take a deep breath. Vibrate the lower part. Vibrate. As much as possible, vibrate it. Practice at home. You don't want to practice practice here, if God sees me taking all of you all doing kick me out first. So, practice at home. Now this this akar is the sound of bhulok. So it balances the material world. And as you progress in Omkar, you will see the balance in your life. I'm not saying you will become a millionaire, but there will be a balance in the material needs of your life. Divide your material needs into 3 parts. Your needs, your comforts, your luxuries. Really, if you want to walk on the spiritual path, get rid of the luxuries. Lead a comfortable life. Lead a comfortable life. If you have a car to go from here to here, it doesn't have to be a Rolls Royce. It's taking you comfortably from here to here. Right? So if you really want to walk on the spiritual path, divide your life into 3 things: needs, comforts, luxuries. Make it 1 or 2 luxuries, doesn't matter. But lead a comfortable life. I'm not saying become a sadhu. Lead a comfortable life. And this akar will balance the material srushti. It will balance everything. Not only that, supposing you need something very deeply, very greatly, so like somebody has died and we take the ashes and we go to the river and we say, okay, here you take the ashes, he is on his path, I am on my path, we were together for so long, now it's over. Right? Tarpan we call it. Tarpan. We do tarpan. Right? So similarly, the mind of God is flowing through us every moment. Har shane Bhagwan man apramati bhai rayu chhe. Every moment. And our mind is the subjective mind. That is the objective mind, the universal mind. Ours is the individual mind. So if you have a deep desire, okay, no, I want a Rolls Royce or whatever, right? So then take it in your this thing and say, just to tarpan into the universal mind, as if that river is flowing through you, into the universal mind. So, possible it will come. So this akar is the sound of the bhu lok. For us it is the sound to bring the lower energies up into the chest area. The lower energies up into the chest area. The next sound in Omkar is ukar. Ukar. And ukar is said as the English word on. O-N, on. O-N. I sit on the table, I sit on the chair, I sit on the floor. Right? On. But in Sanskrit we have something called ref. We don't say na and niche ref. There's a ref. So we don't say the whole N, we say half N. We say the half N. So it's not on, it is on. Not on. So it will go like that. Again the mouth will be open. And we'll vibrate the chest area, this area. So beautiful sound. This is the most beautiful sound in Omkar. And we'll go. Vibrate this area. This area. Right? Take a deep breath. Little with the mouth. Physical benefits, I'm not talking about them. I'm not talking, that is for you to understand. Again, take a deep breath. One more, take a deep breath. the world of relationships. Sabandhoni dunya. Relationships. Right? So, as we say Ukar, it will balance all our relationships. The son and the father, the husband and the wife, right? The friend, the enemy, the boss. All the relationships will start coming into harmony. All our relationships will come into harmony. But like sabandho, rhythm and balance. Our hearts are dry. With this advent of computers and so much of information and so much of knowledge, our hearts have become dry. We can't enjoy life. We can't. We are tense all the time. This ras nati jivan ke andar, ras nati. There is excitement in life. There is not enjoyment in life. And as this advent of information increases, we are looking for more and more excitement. And in that we forget. The Vaishnavas call Krishna Bhagavan as ras. The gopis are ras. They are drinking. Gopi, that which drinks. Pivu, that which drinks. They are drinking ras. But we can't drink. Our hearts are dry. We don't have that capacity to drink. નાની નાની વાતમાં આપણો હૃદય સંકોચાઈ જાય છે. નાની નાની વાત. In small matters, the heart contracts. And the heart has to expand. It has to expand. And for that it needs juice inside. And as you use this sound, there will be juice. Will come in the heart. And as juice comes in the heart, then even the small things in life will give joy. Just teaching your son for his class or your daughter for her class will give you joy. Just cleaning the dishes will give you joy. Then every small act in life will start giving joy because that heart is full now. So this one sound, Ukar, is a beautiful sound. It is a really beautiful sound. As we do it, we'll start enjoying every small incident in life. We'll find joy in everything. It is the healing sound. It heals. Psychologically it heals. Physically also it heals. It heals. And it heals others also, across distances also. It is the mother of all healing systems, whether it is pranic healing or Reiki or whatever it is. This is the mother of all of them, the Ukar. They have all grown out of this one Ukar. So if somebody calls you, okay, this person has been admitted to the hospital, don't run to the hospital. Go into your bedroom, sit silently, visualize that person, feel that person, interact with that person and start doing the Ukar. Right? Give your energy to that person. Do it for 5 minutes, then run to the hospital. Right? Just do this. And if in the morning the doctor says he's better, don't go and say, I did it for you. It's something which remains in the heart. We don't tell anyone about it. Don't tell anyone about it. Because it won't work the next time. It won't work the next time. Right? So keep it in your heart. Keep it in your heart. But as you do it, and you don't tell anyone, the ego will dissolve. The ego will dissolve. And the heart will slowly, then you're just doing everything for the joy of doing it. Somebody was asking me the other day, the sloka of the Gita, Krishna says that you do karma, but forget the fruit of karma. Forget I said, this is not a mathematics. That okay, I will do the karma and drop the fruit of karma. This is not a mathematics. But if there is joy in the heart, then just the doing is so joyful that the fruit drops automatically. The fruit drops automatically. Right? So then whatever you are doing, then your job is not a menial chore, where you have to sit in office from 9 in the morning to 5 in the evening. It's not a menial chore. Then everything becomes a joy in life. So this ukar is a very, very, very powerful sound. So akar, ukar, makar from the throat. Makar from the throat. Take a deep breath. There are many forms of makar. Maybe next time when I come, if we have been practicing, I'll take you through the different forms of makar. They're very beautiful. How, in language, how these different forms of makar mean so many. But today we just do ordinary makar. Right? Okay, take a deep breath. Vibrate the throat. Again, take a deep breath. Again, take a deep breath. Now, when we say the whole Omkar, akar and ukar, the mouth will be open as if we are roaring. Each we will say for 4 to 5 seconds. Makar, the lips will close. Right? Later on I teach you a makar where the lips are slightly open also. But just now the lips are closed. Now as we do the makar, initially we will vibrate the throat. And slowly then we will take the makar throughout the body. We will take it through all the nerves. Akha sharir ma e makar ne fermi deswapre. Right? But now this makar is manushya, man. And who are prani, pashu. Now we come to humanity, man, makar. This is the most helpful sound in all sadhana. Helpful sound in all sadhana. Makar. Please use it extensively. Use it. Right? So, any place where you get irritated, upset, I won't use the example of the wife. But you're stuck in traffic, you have to go for a meeting. You go to a government office. And you know how government offices work. Yes, I'll do your work, but please fill up this form. So you fill up the form, but it says, yes, but before I do your work on this form, you have to get that close signature over there. So you go to get that guy's signature, and say, I'll give you the signature, but to get my signature, you have to fill up this other form. Government office, that is the way it works. We are bound to get irritated, so we go, right? So in life, every instance there are places where we get irritated, we get upset. This is the sound of balance. You go to office, you get irritated, you get upset. So use this. It's a very, very powerful sound. It brings a lot of balance. And I can say personally that I have used it extensively. I still use it. I've used it extensively for years and years. This makar. Right? Now we'll say the whole Omkar. The whole Omkar. This is the sound of Swahalok. The sound of Swahalok. It's very difficult to explain what it is. It is the electronic universe. The electronic universe. We say the Hanuman Chalisa. What is the Hanuman Chalisa? We are talking about matter in electronic form. Matter in Vayu. It is called as Vayu. Matter in electronic form. I see you. That image comes inside my mind, is reconstructed. This is electronic matter. It is called as Vayu. This your coming in, the courier service which brings you from out to in, that courier service is called as Maruti. That courier service is called as Maruti, not the Maruti courier, the real Maruti, the Vayu Shakti, which brings these impulses, which brings these electromagnetic impulses through the five senses inside. And God is sitting there, Ram is sitting there in that image which is created inside. And how to reach from that image to Ram in 40 stanzas, in 40 layers of digestion, in 40 transmissions. It's like I eat some food and that food goes through 40 processes till it becomes energy in the cells. Similarly, this is electronic food which I'm eating. That electronic food comes in, it is delivered to my senses by something called Vayu. And then when it comes in through the senses, it passes through 40 stages of digestion. It's a different thing. What I'm trying to say is this is the Swaha universe, the universe of electronic matter. And so this Makar is the sound of that. Right? So we say the whole Omkar. Right? Just we'll start A-U. Right. Okay. Now 5 seconds, 5 seconds, long as possible. Okay. Mouth open, Makar, mouth closed. So take a deep breath. Rotate it throughout the body, rotate the Makar throughout the body. Right? Again, take a deep breath. And push the energy down to the chest area, to the throat area. Push it up with these sounds. Right? Okay, come on. Vibrate it throughout. Vibrate it. Again, take a deep breath. Vibrate it throughout. So please practice this at home. Please practice this. Now what I'm going to take, we are not going to practice. We will practice the next time we meet. With God's grace if we meet, I don't know. But I just show it to you. So that I have shown you the complete Omkar. But I will leave it to you, okay, you will practice this Omkar for at least 6 to 8 months before going further. Now we want to take the sound from here to here. The sound. Because that guy is sitting up here. So we have got to take the sound from here to here. So we will change the Makar and make it a Tibra. I'll show it to you once. We will take it up. Right? We take it up. Okay. Let's start. I want you all to vibrate all the brain cells. All the brain cells. I'm going to open a shop outside with Anacin. So everybody who comes out will buy one Anacin because they've got a headache. Right? Okay. Take a deep breath. Little with the mouth. right up through the mouth. Take it right up. Again, take a deep breath. So first we practice Omkar. Start with 5 minutes a day. Reach up to 20 minutes a day. Then if you want, you can take the sound up. So I have taught you U, Bindu. I have not taught you Ardha Chandra. I have not taught you Ardha. Teach it to you now. Right? But we will not practice Ardha Chandra. I am just giving it to you for information. Just for information. Now, till here, આ મનુષ્યની જગત, અહીંથી ઉપર ભગવાનની જગત. ભગવાન. Right? This is man, animal, God. God. Right? So now when we go up, we don't want to come back down. We don't want to come back down. So we want to stay there up. We want to stay. We want to open something over here. We want to force that guy upstairs who's been hiding these thousands and thousands of years. We want to force him to show his face. He has to be forced. He's very lazy. Very lazy. He doesn't like to show his face. In a mandir it's so easy, his face is shown. And when you go inside, he doesn't show it so easily. He has to be forced. Right? So, we want to keep on forcing him to show his face. So for that, we don't want to come back down. Now let me use a harmonium. So you are playing, say, sa, and then the sound gets over. So what do? You give it another push, dhaman in any case, okay? Dhaman. So now you've got, the sound is over. But you don't want to come back down. So you give it a little dhaman, Ardha Chandra, dhaman. You give it the bindu, you give it a push. So how do you give it a push? You take as little air as needed. Okay, we do one thing. Everybody breathe out. Breathe out. Breathe out. Breathe out. Breathe out. Breathe out. Hold the breath out. Hold the breath. Now when you need breath, just take a little and again hold. Take a little and again hold. थोड़ा में पकड़ी लो. आँखों नहीं भरता. Don't fill the hole. Just as little as needed. You understand what I'm trying to say? Okay. So in this same thing, we will go the same way. Empty. Right? Now I don't want to fill the whole thing. Dhaman. Again I take a little. Again I take a little. This is the Ardha Chandra. It is holding the bindu. We are holding this sound over here because we know that just by saying it once, he is not going to reply to us. So we have to keep on forcing the energy up there, and we are forcing this sound at one point, something will open up inside. And we are holding it by taking just a little breath, right? Just a little breath inside. I don't know if you've seen the police cars. The police are, so, right? So like that police car, we take a little and we keep on, right? Okay. Now, like I said, every letter we speak has akar and also has makar. When I finish speaking, the words have not finished. They are still resounding somewhere. They are still resounding somewhere. So when I finish with the Omkar, it is still resounding somewhere. So I wait, I pause between one Omkar and the other Omkar, and I follow my Omkar. Where is it resounding? So So that gap between one Omkar and the other Omkar is called as Shanti. Shanti. Right? So I think it's 9 o'clock. I have given you all the parts of the Omkar. These are very, very powerful sounds. Very powerful sounds. And before I finish, I'll have to teach you in which position to sit. Which position to sit. So you take a mat when you're at home and sit on the floor, not on a carpet. Sit on the floor. Don't sit on a carpet. Keep the mat on the floor. I have a little bigger mat than this. Cushion will do. So that your whole body is on the mat. No part of the body is touching the floor. No part of the body is touching the floor. And then take this finger like this and put it on the floor, the stone floor. Stone floor, and then start the Omkar. You go. Right? Understood, everyone?
If we cannot sit on the floor,
Pardon?
a chair.
Pardon?
If not comfortable sit on the floor, then sit on the chair.
Okay, then you can do one thing. Sit on a chair and keep a table like this, little lower than this. So you're sitting on the chair, and on the table keep a stove. And put your finger on the stove. You know, in the old buildings we used to have tall buildings, we used to have a lightning rod. Right? So if lightning falls, the rod absorbs the lightning, there's a wire which goes into the ground, and the lightning is absorbed by the ground, the building does not fall. Right? Similarly, these sounds which we are creating, as we create, we are creating very, very powerful energies. And this monkey up here, he's always chattering. Right? And we may be, I may have had a fight with him yesterday and I'm doing Omkar, and this guy monkey up here is, I want to take my revenge today. Things are going all haywire. So we don't want any complications. So we want an earthing, a lightning rod. So where one finger is on the floor, any negative vibrations will be absorbed by the floor. That does not mean you think about taking revenge and do the Omkar. Right? Try to keep as pure as possible. Because this is a very, very pure mantra. Very, very pure mantra. So try to do it when the thoughts are pure, the feelings are pure. And if disturbing thoughts are coming, then just stop it for some time. Don't do it. Because those thoughts will ride on these energies which you are creating. જે શક્તિઓ આપણે ઉત્પન્ન કરે છે એની ઉપર જ સવાર થઈ જશે એ વિચાર. And they will not, whether they harm somebody else or not, they will definitely harm us. It was geometry in one thing. We talked about geometry. Euclidean geometry. Euclidean geometry is based on a straight line. The straight line is the biggest myth in the universe. There is nothing like a straight line. ક્યાંય પણ સીધી લીટી નથી. There is nothing like a straight line. Every line is curved. Every line. And that is why they have Gaussian geometry. Right? Gauss. The Gaussian geometry. And every line is curved, so today I am calling him, I'm giving him a bad name, or I'm saying something to him. I feel I'm telling it to him because it is a straight line, but there is no straight line. I cannot tell him. The word goes from here, it travels in its cycle, it will come back, it will come back, it will come back because there are no straight lines. Arey, I got cancer. I'll say, I did not say that. I threw the word out, and the word is so powerful. The word is so powerful, and it does not travel on a straight line. If it traveled on a straight line, it would go to him. But it cannot travel on a straight line. It always travels on a curved path. And when it comes back, it brings its friends also. Right? So, please use this mantra with purity. Please use this mantra with purity. That is why I insist on doing the exercises. Psychological purity, and then do the mantra. Right? See, this Omkar you will not find anywhere else. It is something which the Guru has just given, and I have passed it down. The Guru gave it very personally. I have given it very impersonally. Very impersonally. He, over months of hard work, had gone into learning this mantra. Months of hard work. It was not given so easily, just in one session. Right? So please use it with that inner reverence. That inner reverence. If there are any questions, I'm willing to take any questions.
So what happens if you get a headache?
Huh?
What happens if you get a headache?
You won't get it. All headaches will go away. Initially you may get a little. Initially some, we are not used to some sounds or something. See, I had a headache, I just said a few and it's gone away. Right? Okay. Yes, sir.
When you started with the first sound, I don't feel the vibration in my abdominal region. But with the other ones, I feel it more in the chest and the throat, and the head is fine. But in the lower abdominal region, I don't feel that.
So, it's something which we call as bottom heavy, top light. Right? And actually it should be top heavy, bottom light. So for that we do the Swiso exercise. So slowly the center of gravity shifts a little up. So bottom light, top heavy. Right? So as we do this exercise, this area will become a little free. It will become a little free, and then you'll feel the vibrations. And this is not just with us, Most people it is bottom heavy, top light. So everybody has to change that. Right, tell me.
I do the beach mantras that you showed us during the course of the week.
Right.
But what I've noticed is that after a while, I tend to get lightheaded.
That's good. What's wrong with that?
Breathing correctly.
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You'll get lightheaded. You're just getting hyperventilated, that's all. Don't worry about it. No questions. Only to bed. एक महीना लांबो पड़े. Yes, sir.
Story earlier where you said that particular piece of the earth had certain magnetic field, for the lack of a better word, very powerful. Are these fields measurable in any scientific way?
I suppose now there are instruments which do measure these fields. And I think there are instruments now available which in a sense can measure energy at certain fields. I don't know if you've heard of the people who practice ACMOS. It's an alternative medicine therapy called ACMOS. And they have a guru, I think, somewhere in England. I've forgotten his name, but they have a beautiful instrument which they use. And I have always seen that instrument has the power to measure these fields. Another thing which we were taught, we didn't have any instruments as such, but we were taught to use the pendulum. My teacher taught me how to use the pendulum. Again, when you put the pendulum, it suddenly starts swinging in a clockwise direction. So that tells you the amount of field, what kind of energy is over there.
In the event that you use in a pendulum, does the energy that the individual generate not affect the reading of that pendulum?
It will. It will. So it takes time to become attuned to the pendulum. You have to tune yourself to the pendulum. It takes a little time. You get the knack of it. And then you allow the pendulum to be totally free of any other influences. You can't have 100% free, but it is nearly free. You sort of train yourself to come to that state where it is nearly free. So there are many parts of the earth which have very valuable energies. Very valuable energies. The most powerful energy in the solar system is on Jupiter. That is why it is called Guru, Jupiter. The very fact that there is life on earth is because of Jupiter. We say it is because of the sun, but actually it is Jupiter. Unless there is a planet like Jupiter in the solar system, there cannot be life. Now, those vibrations of Jupiter are so powerful that they can uplift you. They can uplift you. So, there is a place on earth where those vibrations are. And that is the source of the Ganga. The source of the Ganga. Whatever we are today as Hindus, whatever heritage we are tracing ourselves to, is because of the Ganga. It's because of the Ganga. So that Ganga has a different source. Where that source is, we don't know. Right? But those vibrations where the Ganga starts are the purest place on the whole earth. It is that point in the earth which is this point up here, the Ganga. Right? And that is Jupiter. That is Jupiter, the Guru. And that is why it is a different river. It is a totally different. It is not just a river. It is something much more than a river. Unfortunately, it has been completely polluted. People have not understood the value. The people of the country themselves don't understand the value of the river. The value that it is not just a river, but it is coming from a source which is Guru. It is coming from a source, the most holiest spot on this earth, where the vibrations are the most powerful. Beyond Gangotri, Gaumukha. Right? And it's very difficult to say, sir, but even there you have to, maybe, I'm just saying maybe, I'm just putting a hypothetical, maybe the source is somewhere where we may not be able to see it in the physical body. We may have to go to sleep at dawn and go in a dream and see it. But what I'm trying to say is that somewhere there the source is, and that is the most powerful point on this planet. Well, yes, sir.
Modern technology has given us many conveniences, but it also has a problem that its waves disturbs our natural order and energy. How do we restore that?
See, we cannot run away from modern technology. So, supposing children, now they are watching TV. Now, on TV there are scenes of excitement. Right? So, I can't tell the children that you stop seeing these scenes. But I can teach him a way to be free of excitement. You get what I'm trying to say? The sex energy manifests around, say, 12, 13, 14, 15. That is the time in the body where suddenly now we are running after excitement. It is that phase in our growth where after that energy manifests, we are looking for excitement. So before the child is looking for excitement, if we can teach him how to be free of excitement, then that energy, it will come at its right time, but it will also take a different turn. So all these waves are there. But remember one thing, like I said, every stick has two ends. There is a negative part of it, but there is also a positive part of it. Say like we say, the ozone layer has broken at certain places. So influences from distant stars are coming in through the ozone layer which were previously not coming. So maybe it is leading to diseases like cancer and things like that. If you see the children which are being born today, they are so intelligent. Are these other influences responsible? We don't know. We don't know. So every stick has two ends. And the idea is not to run away from it, but to rise above it. And there are ways. Yoga shows ways of rising above. So that is the only way we can deal with it. Yes.
You said from the unmanifest to the manifest.
Right.
Is that unmanifested space, or is that God, or is God something else?
It's very difficult to say. You get it? Because nothing can stand in those vibrations. If a person was to experience those vibrations, in whatever state, he would have to leave all his instruments here and then experience them. So there is no way, no memory to record what he has experienced. You get what I'm trying to say? I have to leave the microscope outside the door and then enter, but then I have nothing to record with it. The mind is left outside. Memory is left outside. Right? Now if I'm allowed to go in, all the instruments which I have to record, so then there is, what do we say about that? We can only give analogies. Because when you go in, there is no instrument. And when you come out, all the instruments are there, but then you have to somehow, but there is no memory. Because memory is an instrument. You get what I'm trying to say? But still, there is that final experience when the last chain breaks. What is after, we don't know. But that final, the chain breaking, the bondage breaking, that experience is there. After that it's difficult. But after some time you are able to say that it is something like total emptiness, full of energy, full of vibration. But those vibrations are so powerful that nothing can stand. No form, no energy, no matter can stand in front of those vibrations. Everything will be reduced to nothing. That is all we can say. To talk about anything, there must be some way of measuring that. No? How can we talk about something which cannot be measured?
With regard to the Omkar, you mentioned that no animal is able to make the sound. I'm convinced that my cat was able to make that sound. Is it just a perception
it doesn't.
of hearing?
No. Even we say the bee hums, but it is not that sound. It is not that sound. That's how
So
only
it's a
humans
different
know.
sound that
We feel it. That is because every sound has a murkar hidden in it. Has a murkar hidden in it. But murk can only be said by human beings. You're right that way, but so. Even a bee has a humming sound. A humble bee. Yeah, but that is the flapping of the wings.
It's not a moo of a cow.
No, sir, sorry. you'll practice.
राजन
हाँ जी।
बत्ती योगा में चित्ते अपने एक्सरसाइज करें बत्ती भूख्या पेटे कर लीजिए
हाँ जी, भूखे पेटे, खाली पेटे करें। थोड़ा सा आपको गैप आपकी 3 hours after meals. 3 hours after meals. So, thank you. You've been very patient.